Good evening, and welcome to Election Night in America, 2021. Tonight, the Senate majority will be decided in the state of Georgia. Should the Democrats win both of these races, they will take control of the U.S. Senate for the first time since January of 2015. If the Republicans win one or two of these races, they will hold control of the U.S. Senate for at least 2 more years. There are 2 races, one between John Ossoff and David Perdue, and another between Raphael Warnock and Kelly Loeffler. The reason that these races are being decided in January instead of November is because in all of these races, none of the candidates finished above 50%. In the first race, David Perdue came the closest. He got 49.7% of the vote. John Ossoff came in second with 48% of the vote. So Ossoff and Perdue will advance to the runoff. Raphael Warnock in the other race finished first. He got 33% of the vote to Kelly Loeffler's 26%. The reason that neither candidate got close to 50 was because there were a bunch of other candidates like Doug Collins, Matt Lieberman, Ed Tarver, etc. But the top 2 will advance to the runoff. Our current Senate map has 48 Democrats and 50 Republicans. Purple states shaded in purple, have 1 Democratic senator and 1 Republican senator. Georgia is shaded in yellow because we do not know who will be the senators from the state come later. It is now 7 o'clock on the East Coast, and the polls have just closed in Georgia. We're getting our first results. They're coming in quickly. So let's take a look at the results out of the normal election between John Ossoff and David Perdue. So currently, Ossoff is behind by 80,000 votes. Remember, but the votes that come in first are going to favor the Republican Party as the mail-in ballots come in last. So Perdue has a lead of around 80,000 votes with 14% of the vote counted. Raphael Warnock is outperforming John Ossoff very early on, only by a little bit, but he's currently losing to Kelly Loeffler by around 11%, and that's 60,000 votes that he's losing by. So it's going to be close, as we can tell already. But so far the Democrats are outperforming our projection by around 0.1%. So it's I guess you could say it's good news for the Democrats, but very, very early on. We now have a key race alert. The votes are coming in very, very fast right now. And 70% of the vote has been counted in the normal election between John Ossoff and David Perdue, and Ossoff is trailing by only 5.2%. It's going to be very close, as we've said many times, but really, it's going to come down to the percentage of the mail-in ballots that Ossoff wins. He's currently losing this race by 120,000 votes to 70% of the vote counted. Raphael Warnock has tightened the gap with Kelly Loeffler. 70% of the vote is in. He's currently losing that race by 20,000 votes, or 1.8%. So very, very close between Warnock and Loeffler, but he is outperforming Ossoff by a good amount. So we'll have to see. Warnock might need to win by a little more to carry Ossoff over the finish line. We have a key race alert. Georgia Senate. John Ossoff is currently losing to Perdue. He's kind of stopped making his progress and making his gains on Perdue as these military ballots come in, but the military ballots are essentially all done, so the rest of the vote should favor Ossoff, but we'll have to see whether he can win enough to take the lead over Perdue. And it's very close in the special election between Raphael Warnock and Kelly Loeffler. Warnock is losing by 1%, 12,000 votes, so he is outperforming Ossoff, as we've said many times, but will it be enough to drag Ossoff over the finish line? Or maybe he might end up narrowly losing to Loeffler. So 89% of the vote has been counted, and we'll keep you posted. We now have a key race alert and a major projection to make. This is breaking news. John Ossoff has just taken the lead over David Perdue in this race. He's ahead by 4,000 votes, very close. We have even bigger news now. We can now project that Raphael Warnock will be the next senator for the state of Georgia. He will defeat Kelly Loeffler. In this very competitive race, he's going to win by 0.8%, just outside of recount territory, meaning that if Loeffler wanted to contest the result, she'd have to lose by under 0.5%. So, we knew it would be very close, but Warnock winning by 0.8% is big for him. He might be able to win by enough to carry Ossoff over the finish line, which could end up happening. So, we now have a key race alert. This is breaking news. This is the biggest news that you will get tonight. We can now project that John Ossoff has been elected the next senator for the state of Georgia, defeating David Perdue. He will, he's the tipping point for the Democrats taking control of the Senate. They need to win both these races tonight. They ended up doing so, and Democrats will hold control of the United States Senate for the first time since January of 2015. So that is breaking news. John Ossoff is going to narrowly defeat Perdue. As you can see, around 0.2% of the electorate voted for someone other than Ossoff or Perdue. Some of them wrote in Donald Trump. He got a couple thousand votes. Others wrote in other people. But as you can see, with nearly all the ballots counted, John Ossoff has been elected next senator from the state of Georgia. Our new Senate makeup, the states that are filled in as purple, as we mentioned earlier, have one Democrat and one Republican. Those states are going to remain Montana, Wisconsin, Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Maine. States that are filled in as blue, as we mentioned, now including Georgia, are going to be states that are all Democrats, senators, and red, you know what that means. So 50 seats for the Democrats, 50 for the Republicans, so it is technically a tie, but should there be a tie, assuming everyone votes along party lines, you're essentially assuming that Kamala Harris, who's the vice president, will vote with the Democrats and breaking ties in the Senate. So that is huge news. The Democrats, and they're going to be very excited to see what they can do with Joe Biden as president. He will now have a trifecta, meaning Democrats have control of the House, the presidency, and the U.S. Senate now with this projection. So, so Democrats, 50 seats, they now have control of the Senate. So thank you all so much for watching this video. This took me literally 2 hours to film because I need to get a new screen recorder, all that stuff, and edit the video. So I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, really, this took me so long to make. This is sort of the most of my election nights, but I had a bunch of technical difficulties. So thank you all, like I said, so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out all the links in the description. We got Twitter. If you really like this video and want to go above and beyond, you can donate to Patreon. But don't feel like you need to, but that's just if you want to go above and beyond. There are also perks you can get, like collaborations or election night tutorial help. But thank you all for watching this video. I'm going to stop talking. Have a great rest of your day. And if you live in Georgia, be sure to vote on January 5th if you haven't already. So, bye.